Okay? Can you give me quick confirmation so that we can see the syntax?
Yes.
Why to use this delimiter? That is also clear because in the body, many times semicolon will come. So we want that it should not consider that only as the end of the statement. We want this whole block to be treated as one statement. So for time being, you are changing the default delimiter semicolon to new one. And unless and until this new delimiter doesn't come, it will not consider a end of the statement. Okay. And after that, you want to resume back to the original delimiter, again called delimiter. Okay. Then create is a keyword telling that some database object is getting created. Which database object? Procedure, name of the procedure. Then the parameter name and its type. You can have any number of parameters separated by comma, and each parameter can be in type, out type, or in out type. Default it is in. Then begin and end. Within begin end, you can have temporary variable, local variable you can declare. You can have conditional statements, loops. Within that only you can have SQL statements, insert, delete, select, update. Okay, calculations can be there, all enclosed within it. And then again delimiter semicolon to switch from that new delimiter back to the old one. I told you about in. Used to pass a value into the procedure. Means whenever from outside you are giving some value to the procedure, it is in. Out. When procedure is going to give some value back outside. So how does it throw it outside? By copying that value in that which variable? User defined variable, which we write it by at the rate. So this value will be copied in that variable when the procedure is over. जब प्रोसीजर खत्म हो जाता है तो आउट टाइप की वैल्यू वो यूजर डिफाइंड वेरिएबल में कॉपी हो जाएगी. Okay, so out used to get a value out of the procedure, and in out both. From outside you pass, then it works on it, generates new value, again keeps in it, and that value is again copied in your user defined variable. How the handshaking happens, right or no? Clear? You can think in that way, like you can say like uh, you go to McDonald's, and if you have gone to McDonald's, so you can see on the counter you do the payment and you wait on that counter. So from inside they bring something and keep in the tray, and then you pick it and you take it. So that is the exchange point. It's like that. So these variables also do the same thing. From outside, our variable value come in this processing. New value is again stored over there. Okay, right? So in out, I hope you got it. From outside, the value come, you use it, you produce new value, again keep it, and that value is again copied here. Okay? We'll see some simple example. They are not too much complicated and all, just to teach you about in, out, in, out. For that reason, I'm taking. Later, we have to learn about uh, types of variables, then we will be learning about conditional statement, iterative statement, all that. And then based on that, we'll be writing some logics. Okay. So for now, only for time being, I'm showing you about the in parameter. So suppose I'm going to pass one employee ID, and your procedure just should show the details about that ID. That's all. Whatever ID is passed, it should show the details of that employee ID, assuming you're passing employee ID. See here. Now, I did not tell you delimiter slash slash. You're changing the default delimiter to new. Then you're creating a procedure. Create procedure. Create is a keyword. Procedure is a keyword. Then the name of the procedure. Okay, create procedure. Procedure name. Any meaningful name you can give, right? Is it a meaningful name? Get employee by ID. It's your choice what name you want to give. Then to this, you are passing one parameter, employee ID. Is it a variable? Yes, it's a temporary variable. It is local. It is having life only within that procedure. The life of this variable is only restricted to that procedure. It is int type variable, name is employee ID, int type, data type is int, and the type is in, out. So it is in. Means it is just going to receive value from outside. It is not going to give back. Then begin end. Again, you're telling that slash slash means end and switching back. And what you are doing in that body, only one line code for time being. We are printing the details of the employee whose ID is equal to the ID which you have passed. From outside, whatever ID you have passed, that ID you are matching with the employee ID. So the record whose ID is matching with that ID, that record will get printed. Okay? Procedure is defined, but only defining is of no use. You have to call it. Unless and until you call it, it won't come into action. So you call it using call instructions. You call procedure name and pass the value. Is this 101 going to come in this employee ID? Yes. Then it will perform this query, select star from employee where ID equal to 101. Yes. So it will display the record from the employee table of that ID and the procedure is over. It will come back. Go there, perform, complete, come back. It will continue with the next line. Whatever is the next line after that. Okay? Okay, I'll quickly show you this so that you'll get the feel of it, how it works. Now, whichever database, like if you want, you can continue with this only. We have to use it first. Delimiter, dollar, dollar, create procedure, get employee by ID. It's your choice how you want to give the name. Then the parameter is of E type, emp underscore ID, integer. Okay? I hope this much is sufficient. Then begin, end, dollar, dollar. The basic skeleton is done. And if you want to come back again to the default delimiter, write that. Now, inside, I'm not writing any big rocket science, any big complicated logic. At this moment, we just want to learn about this in parameter. Therefore, I'm doing. Okay. Here, what I'm doing is select star from employee where ID equal to emp ID. Now, whether it is ID or it is employee ID. What column is there in the table that you have to write? So from employee where employee ID equal to and the ID which you have passed. Okay, that's all. Nothing else. Just wanted to show about the in parameter. Okay, select this whole thing and execute it. So this whole procedure is getting compiled and stored in the database. It won't go. You shut down the machine, you come back again, come in this database. This function is there. It is existing. It's not gone. Okay. Now the procedure is compiled. Now we need to call it. Okay. So how can we call it? Call get employee by ID and then pass any ID. Like suppose I'm passing 5. So when I'm passing 5, 5 will come in this parameter empid. Inside it will run this query, select star from employee where employee ID equal to whatever has come in it, like 5. Procedure over, come back, continue with the next statement. See you. Is it showing the details of employee ID 5? Same procedure again if you're calling with some different value, or here only I'm passing different value. Getting? It is displaying employee ID 15 detail. Right? I hope it is clear. Okay, quick confirmation.
Yes.
Quite simple. Now what we'll do is one example we'll see of out parameter. Means the procedure is calculating something, keeping in that variable, and that variable is given to the outside world. Okay, so how the concept is, whenever you're calling that procedure, that time you're calling that procedure, whatever the name of the procedure is, there only you will pass your user defined variable by writing at A suppose. And wherever you have defined that procedure with the out parameter, out x. So inside you're doing some computation and storing the result in x. You're doing some computation and storing a result in x. Okay? Now when the procedure is over, the value of x will get copied in A and you can use that A afterwards. It is copied only, remember, because this x variable is different and A is different. A is the user defined, it is global, its scope is outside, where X scope is only within that procedure. Okay, but now the question is how this procedure will store the value in it. So there are different ways of storing. One is by using set X equal to something. Or if you're fetching the value from the table and then you want to store it in the variable. This is directly some value you're storing in the variable. But suppose your value is coming from the table and then you want to store that value in the variable. Then we have select into. Both in detail we will learn in a separate slide. Okay? But we have to write like this. Select whatever. Example salary. Okay? Into salary is the column in the table. Here you have to write into. Till now we haven't used into with a select statement. This is the special select into statement to be used in stored programs. In stored programs only we are allowed to use this into clause. So select, this is your column in the table into temporary variable from whatever the table name is. Okay. But here you have to write a where clause which will bring unique salary only. Otherwise, what will happen if it is bringing multiple salaries? You cannot store it in a single variable. It will generate an error. Too many values. Getting? So too many values cannot be copied in one scalar variable. This is a scalar variable, single value variable. Getting? So if you are retrieving it from EMP, write where clause in such a way that it is fetching only one value. Like here you are writing ID equal to 5. So now no problem. Because we know employee ID 5 is 1 only. So one salary will get copied in that variable. Getting? Okay. So as an example, I'm showing like what we are doing, we are calculating how many records are there in that table and the count we are giving it to the outside world using out parameter. See here, delimiter // which is as usual, create procedure. Create is a keyword, procedure is a keyword. Name of the procedure is get total employee. Then the parameter name is total of type int and it is out parameter. Means it is not going to receive any value. You are going to store. You means procedure. procedure is going to store in it, and that value will be copied in the global variable or user defined variable. Okay. Now what it is doing within the body, it is calculating the number of records using count star. I hope you know count star. Does it count number of rows in the table? Select count star from employee. So will it give you the number of records in the employee table? Is it going to be a single value? Yes or no, guys? Select count star from employee. Don't worry about that into total. Just tell me if I write query, select count star from employee. Does it give you one single number telling how many records are there in your employee table? If the table contains 97 employees, will it return that number 97? So as this
Yes.
count star, right? So this count star is going to return one number. That number you can copy in this temporary variable. Here it won't create too many values error because from here you're going to get one single value which is telling how many records are in that table. That value is copied in this total, that is the out variable. So your procedure has kept the value in it. Okay, procedure over. Now the value of that variable will get copied in this user defined variable, also called as a global variable. So that value is coming here, and that value you can print and see after the function is over. How the transfer of data is happening. I hope you're understanding. I said, na, like that McDonald kitchen, they have some in between agents are there. Na? Agent means those who take the order. Those who take the order also need those who do the transferring work. So they go inside, whatever is prepared, they put it into the tray, and then in the tray they take it and come out. And whatever is you have ordered, they transfer it in one tray, and that tray you pick and go to your table. Right or no? The exact same thing. When the procedure is over, the value of that total is transferred in this global variable. And that variable you can print and see in the select statement. Agreed? Okay? Very simple question it is. It is not achieving anything, something big. Just want to show you the concept of out. Therefore, only to understand the concept of out, I'm using it. Okay? See, I'll create that. Delimiter dollar dollar create procedure. Suppose I'm giving get employee count. Out type parameter total int. Begin end dollar dollar delimiter semicolon. Now inside what I'm doing, just finding out the number of records in our employee table and copying it in that temporary variable from employee. That's all. So what this select query is doing, counting the number of rows in the employee table, and that figure is getting copied in this variable, which is the out type variable. Okay? And the value of that out type variable will get copied in your global variable when the procedure is over. Now first we'll compile this so that it will get saved in the database. Okay? Call it call get employee count. Here I'm giving at n, suppose. Okay. Now check what has come in that at n. By printing it, select at n as total, or heading I'll give number of employees. See, is value 100 coming in it? Many think magic. How the value in N has come? That handshake has taken the value. What is this procedure doing? Calculating the number of record, and it is putting in this variable. And when the procedure is over, the value of that variable is getting copied in this global variable, user defined variable. And whatever value is there in that user defined variable, you're printing it. Okay? You can check 100 has come. Okay? Then one example I'll show you of in out. Means you're passing also and it is giving some value also in it. You're passing something and it is returning some answer in it. Okay? Simple example we'll take. What we'll do is we'll pass a number and your procedure will just double it and store the doubled answer in that only. Okay, and that value is again copied in the global variable. So see, we have created a procedure double number in out type. The parameter name is num integer. What it is doing? Just multiplying that num by 2 and storing in num. Just now, a few minutes back, I said, how can we update the values within the body? One using set or another using selecting. If you are fetching the value from the table and then you are going to store that value in a variable, then use selecting. And directly you are going to calculate and store in a variable, use set. Okay? Now, how do you create that global variable? Again, by set global variable name equal to some value preceded by at the rate. Call the procedure, pass that variable, and check what has come in that variable after the procedure is over. See here, before the procedure is called, here one global variable with the name my num is created. Then with the set statement, that variable got created and the value 10 is assigned. Now this call double number. So double number is called. So what is the value in that my num? 10. That 10 will get copied in this parameter. That num is a parameter. It is local. It is having scope only within this procedure. Okay. So our value 10 is copied in this num. Okay, guys. Okay. Then inside what you are doing, num is equal to num into 2. So we are taking that value 10, 10 into 2, 20 stored again in num. So this becomes 20. Now what is over? The procedure. When the procedure is over, that time, whatever the value of num is again copied in your global variable, my num. So that value is copied in that global variable. And the procedure is over. Now, when you check what has come in my num, so there will be updated value in it. That updated value you can print. Agreed? ठीक है? See, delimiter, $, create procedure. I'm giving name to the procedure as doubler because it is doubling the value. In out parameter, num of type int, begin, end, end, sorry, delimiter, semicolon. Inside, I'm just doing like this. Num is equal to num into 2. Okay. Now this whole procedure, I'm compiling it first so that it will get saved in the database. It gets compiled and saved in the database. Procedure created. Let's call it. But before calling, we'll create one user-defined variable set at n equal to 100, suppose. Call the procedure doubler and pass that at n. Okay? And check what has come in that n. The updated 200 has come in it. You can print it. Select at n as double n. Okay? So first this thing I have to do at n equal to 100. Okay. Procedure called. Updated value has come in and you can just print it using n. Can you see? Is the updated value 200? Is it copied back again in n? So transferring how has happened is clear to you or no? Diagrammatically, I showed you. Your my num will go in num. Procedure will do the calculation. New result it will store in num. And that num value is again recopied in my. Yes? Can you give me confirmation? Yes, guys. I need confirmation from your side. So I took one example of in, I took one example of out, one of in out. Okay. One example I'm going to take in which I want to show within the procedure, you can have more than one statement also. It's not like within the procedure, you can have only single line code. You can have multiple statements also. Okay. So one example I'm going to show in which the procedure is performing multiple lines of code. Okay. For that, what we'll do is we will assume there is one table called product. So we'll create one table, create table product. Okay. Or products with one primary key, product ID, integer, primary key, and I'll keep it auto increment. So I don't have to give explicitly value. I don't have to give explicit value. It will automatically take the incrementing value. So product ID integer. Then I'll assume there is product name, varchar 100, not null. And last is the price of that product. Okay. I'll take it as decimal 10, 2, suppose. Done. Okay. I'll just create this table. But to add the records in it, I'm going to create a procedure. To add records in it, I'm going to create a procedure. And to that procedure, I'll just pass name and price. The procedure will take name and price. And for the given name and price, it will insert one record. And after inserting, immediately we will print whatever ID is given to that record. How? I'll show you. See here. I'm going to create one procedure, switching to the from default to some new delimiter. I'll call the procedure name as add new product, suppose. What will pass to it? P name, which is varchar 100, and in parameter only called price, which is decimal 10, 2. Okay. So we are passing two in type parameter. If you don't write in, no problem. It is not mandatory to write in, because by default it is in, and we want in parameter only, p name and price. Begin, end, dollar, dollar, delimiter, semicolon. Okay. Now, first activity, what we are going to do, we will take this P name and price and insert one record in that products table. So I'll write a query, insert into products, product name, comma, product price. When you're not going to give value to all the column, then you have to mention the column name. I hope you remember it. Okay. So insert into products, product name and price, values, and values will be these parameters which we have passed. ये जो p name and price हमने pass किया है, that only I'll use in that insert query. So whenever you'll call add new product and you'll pass p name price, for that p name and for that price, it will create one insert query. Means it will insert one record. Now what I want to do is I want to print the product ID which this product got. The product which is just now inserted, the product which is just now inserted, it will get one automatic product ID. I want to display that product ID. You can display it by just calling last insert ID. Getting? There's a function. MySQL has provided this function. Last insert ID. So whatever ID this product has got, which is just now inserted, its ID only you'll get here and print it as product ID. Okay, that's all. So in this, you are able to see there are how many statements in a procedure? More than one. One insert, one select. So it is not mandatory that every procedure can contain only one statement. One statement. You can have a procedure with multiple statements. Okay, first I'll compile this, guys. The procedure is created. Now you'll call it. Okay, and while calling, you can pass different values. Suppose I'm giving first product as pen, price as 35. Okay, so pen will come in P name, 35 will come in price. Using that two value, it will insert one record, and whatever ID that record has got, that will get printed. Okay, see here. Is it printing one? Again, you call this with some different value. Suppose again I'm passing pencil 50. Okay. Again, the procedure is called again P name. Pencil will come in P name, 15 in price. It will insert one record. What is that next record going to get? Two. That ID we are printing using last insert ID. See, are we getting two? Means now at this moment, how many records have gone in the table? Two. Suppose I'm putting one more. Eraser 8, suppose. One more record, 3. And if you want, you can print and see that. Select star from products. Can you see? Select star from products when I do. Are you able to see the 3 records which have gone using your procedure? Add new product. Every time you call add new product and pass P name and price, it is adding one record, adding one more record. Okay? And when you print and see, you'll see the records. Okay. So I hope this part is also clear to you. Right, guys? Just give me quick confirmation. So that in the next session, we will discuss about different types of variables and how to change the value of those variable, how to declare local variable, all that. Then we'll be discussing about if else, loops, all those things.